We have a few moments for some question and answers. So my wife's going to help me point out some folks who have some quick questions. We're going to limit this to a quick question and a 30-second. Well, the senator will try to keep his answer a little short, so we get as many as we can.
All right.
Mr. Grayson, you got your first question in the back there?
Senator Paul, how are you?
Good.
Good. I was a staunch supporter of your father.
Thank you.
I have one question I want to ask you about TPP.
Okay.
One, is it being negotiated in secret from even our representatives? The second part of that, do you support it? And three, if you do support it, can you please explain why it's a good thing for America? Thank you.
Good question. The first answer is yes. It is being negotiated in secret. Congress has nothing to do with the negotiations. So that is a point that I object to, and many have actually objected to, is the negotiations in secret. Is it a good thing? Well, because it's negotiated in secret, we don't know exactly what it's going to be. There is a debate on trade, and I think this should be an honest debate on trade, whether trade's good or bad. I think there are times that we can use trade as a tool or to project our will. In other words, if you want to trade with us, you have to adhere to a certain behavior. Whether or not trade's good or not, for the most part, I think trade is good. And I think trade, for example, the average person who shops at Walmart, they say saves $900 a year from trade. But then you might say, well, we used to have a job in this industry and that industry's now in Vietnam. So there are trade-offs with trade as well. I think when it's an abrupt dislocation, it's a problem. When you lose a whole industry, like we lost our steel industry. There are three ways we can try to compete in trade. We have to have competitive taxes, competitive regulations, and then labor. We can't really compete with Vietnam for labor, but our problem is we no longer compete for taxes either. We no longer compete for regulations. Canada, I tell people this embarrasses me, that I have to say Canada's got a lower corporate tax. Canada's corporate tax is 15% and ours is 35%. So we can't compete with foreign countries if we have higher taxes. We have the highest corporate tax in the world. So on trade, maybe you and I may not be on the same line because I have voted for most of the trade agreements because I think trade is a net positive. But I do understand how it dislocates certain industries, and I am aware of that. And I'm not against thinking and making sure that we are careful about American jobs before we sign anything.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Derrick. Is there another question?